So you should try all things, fail at many, many of them, discover what you love. Also, I'm speaking as someone who doesn't have children. I've never had kids. So like your listeners might be like, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well, that was a great impression of them.
Theoretical.
That is how they talk. I'm Sabrina.
I'm Natasha.
I'm Cherie.
I'm Jean.
And
we are good enough.
Welcome. You might be wondering why the intro was that way. And the reason why is because, guys, we did it. We've secured the financial geniuses, right? They've got a Forbes called your podcast the #1 best, which is...
We hit #1 top business podcast.
Yeah, which is what we hit, I think, number 30
Of
Forbes list of people to avoid. It's the Tiger Sisters. They're here.
Yay.
They are not queer and they do not have kids, but guess what they do have?
financial advice?
They have financial advice, and they also know what it is to be a child that reaches kind of the heights of, I'd be happy if my kids went to Stanford or Harvard.
They have way more degrees than us.
They have way more degrees than our kids.
I have a BA in theater criticism from a city university of New York.
Who told you to major in that?
I don't know.
Theater criticism?
But it actually kind of worked for now I critique society on stage.
Yeah.
So it's not that far off, Sabrina. Sorry, I'm not from Canada where...
I just don't like the idea of learning how to criticize theater.
I mean, it's a lost art. I'm old. It was one of the options.
I know, but why criticize?
Criticism. It's like I thought I was going to be like a theater reviewer or something.
Well, now
I'm
that
so
we're
but now you're the theater.
we're in the age of AI and AR prompt writing. It's like all back to the liberal arts nowadays.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not smart enough to follow what just happened.
Did you even go to college, Sabrina?
Yeah, I did.
What was your major?
Radio and television production.
Okay, radio production.
I know.
Come on now.
I'm in a glass house throwing radio stones.
So, girls,
What did you major in?
Yeah, what did you guys major in?
I studied computer science in undergrad.
All right.
I majored in economics modified with Chinese with a minor in environmental studies.
Say that in Chinese. And I know that it's supposed to say Mandarin when I said that.
And did you both know that's because right now we both have college funds for our kids and the kids are like, do I have to go to college? And my daughter's like, can I still have the money if I don't go to college?
Oh my God. Wolfie just asked me that yesterday.
Yeah, they're not. And then a lot of the parents who at my kid's school, they're all like, I don't want my kid to go to college. They don't need college. Was it just something you were raised with? Did you always know you were going to go to? Because that was actually something my mom told me. She said I had to go to college.
Yeah.
I paid for it too, which was kind of
cool.
Fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like college was part of the roadmap that was given to us at birth because education is such a big part of our family's identity, our identity as a way to get out of any situation that you're in, and also coming from immigrant families who moved to the U.S. and education was the only way for socioeconomic mobility to either rise up and have the American dream. And it was so ingrained in us, and we can get into how much pressure it was. But
yes, please do.
You needed to go to a good school, and if it's not Ivy League, what are you doing?
Really?
So what should I do when I tell my daughter, 'cause she's 8, she reads. I'm like, okay, time for your 20 minutes of reading today. And she's like, I don't want to read. Reading's boring. I hate it. Will you read to me? What would you say to your kid? Or what did your parents say to you when you didn't want to do your homework?
I mean, I was the type of kid who literally, I'm blowing myself up. My parents would say to me, stop reading. Literally, I would, seriously, they'd be like, stop reading. I would be walking on the street and reading.
This is making me feel worse.
No,
I know.
Honestly,
Our kids have already decided they're not.
So give up the dream, Natasha. It's not happening.
no, but for me, it was a form of escapism, right? Being in a book was the way I could be in my own world at any time. So I don't know if that's necessarily
It's also
healthy.
pre-cell phones. I'm kind of similar generation.
Yeah.
So from the outside, looking in to what's going on with parents, what would you say is something that you're why are you doing this? Or what is unattractive about the world of parenting to you?
Yeah. Well, I think before getting into that, I just want to say, to make you feel better, I'm the opposite of Jean.
Okay.
She was the A+, I mean, that's also been really hard.
Yeah, but
'cause-
she only went to Harvard.
well, she went to Harvard. I only
she only went to Stanford.
But I don't know. I always felt like I was living in Jean's shadow because she was such a good student. I'm like, oh my God, how do I compete with my older sister? Is it a competition at all? Or, I mean, I always looked up to her, but that was really tough. I didn't read as much as her. And I was just like, this is hard. This is tough. I think audiobooks with like actual books in front of you.
Oh, that's
Wait,
interesting. I
that's
never
a
even
really
thought
good
of that.
Okay, we have
Oh
unlocked.
my God.
I would do that with Harry Potter books. And like, this was like kind of when I was like a little too young to even be reading chapter books. But it's when I like had like, you know, the Jim Dale audio and he's like reading it in a British accent, fun voices. And I'm like following along.
Wait, this is literally how she learned to read.
Yeah.
But I feel like my
Wow.
daughter would be like, well, why would I follow along if they're just reading it to me?
They do funny voices. And it's like much more animated. And it was like,
It is
British
it is
accents.
gratifying to see the words in
Yeah.
front of you
Yes.
as they're
Yeah.
being said.
Yeah.
Don't you think that would work in marriage too if you had like something very like specific to tell your partner? You'd be like, I don't like when you and it's like written down and you're saying it.
To be honest, whenever my husband and I have, like, I've got something big I need to talk to him about, I write notes. I write a bunch of notes and I schedule a phone call. I do it like when he's out of town so I can just
Oh.
read it all. Because it's like
There's
always.
the theater critic.
You've told me stuff before.
Yeah.
You've told me great stuff, and I'm like, I just don't like. I'm very emotional, but like, I'm not articulate about it.
You wanna have
And
your
so
points
I want to
ready.
have my points, you know. So yeah, I always do that.
That's very academic.
Thank you.
And then I have another tactical piece of advice.
okay, that one was good.
On reading, taken from the local library that Jean and I would spend time with. Like they had so
I like
much.
that you're humanizing the library.
I love the
Local
library.
we used to
I love the
jam with.
library too. It's pretty special.
It's amazing. But they used to do a lot of prizes for reading, right? Like summer reading, activities,
gamified it.
yes, stickers.
I
and-
know, but here's the problem. Like, my kid is an LA kid and she gets to go out to dinner all the time. And the local library was like, if you read 5 books a month, you get In and Out. And she was like, what?
She's like, bitch, I'm eating In and Out.
It is hard to incentivize.
Yes, kids that have everything. But you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Actually, yesterday, I got a grocery outlet because I don't know if we're going to do eras, but my era is grocery outlet, bargain market. On the outside, it looks like you're going to get stabbed in there. On the inside, the only thing getting slashed is the prices. Okay, the deals are crazy. $75 wine for $9.99 that I did realize after I bought 10 bottles, not so good. But they had these reading lamps that were like a regular $25 for $5.99. So I bought a bunch of them yesterday when I was going to get stuff for s'mores. I come back, I tell the kids to make a art project that like draw something and then write a sentence that encapsulates the day. And they all got into it.
That's so smart.
Yeah, they still want prizes. And I started with gratitudes, just sharing gratitudes, and I got 50% off. $1.50 was the original price. Little Easter little
Candies
why is
and
this
stuff.
Why is this unraveling me? They're like little chickadees, little tiny chickadee toys.
Peeps.
the peeps.
The Peeps.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got we had a Peeps tasting the other day. You know, there's
Oh.
Dr. Pepper Peeps. There's pickle Peeps.
They've
Pickle
gone
Peeps.
crazy.
There's sour watermelon. There's Sunny D Peeps. I don't know why Sunny D.
And
Like,
so you line them up into the tasting?
Wait, that
so
sounds
cute.
fun.
it was fun. This is why you should have a kid.
Yeah.
Wait, so we really don't get to talk to people as I don't want to say you're in a different intellectual class than the usual, but comedians are people who like
Are dumb.
not
We
dumb.
don't get to speak louder to you people.
No, but like, you know, I don't usually talk to people who have like several degrees in something that's like not a liberal arts. You know, like it's usually, you know, maybe you'll meet someone who is good at marketing, but most of the time it's just fuck ups. But, you know, I'm wondering, did you guys always have, because one thing I'm really noticing that's missing in my kid, and I'm not sure if it's age appropriate, and all her friends, like this grit. Like, do you feel like you just coming from, like you said, immigrant parents, do you feel like that grit was just like instilled really easily? Or is it like, do you always remember having to like work hard?
I think it was a combination of things. I mean, our podcast is called Tiger Sisters, and it is because we had a tiger mom. So I think one, we had always had really high expectations of us. On the flip side, there's problems that come with that. But I think the other thing that a lot of people don't talk about is that when we were young, we did a bajillion extracurricular activities, like all these different things. And when you do that, you're always new at something. So you're like by definition bad at something. So we were used to being bad and being beginners at a lot of different things. And so I think that
is that good or not? Or no?
it helps.
So good.
It helps.
It was so
Because
good.
part of me is like, because I have my daughter and something different every day, but then I'm like, would it be better if she just learned to swim 5 days a week? Or I don't know, like
No.
got deeper into one thing?
Never teach your child to swim. I've told you this so many times. It's a waste of time. No, I think that we talked about it on the episode that we just recorded with the Tiger Sisters. Look out for it. But being bad at something and continuing to try is one of the biggest virtues of life.
yes.
I never thought of it like that all of the overscheduling actually makes you like Zen mind, beginner mind again. You
Well,
know?
it's beginner mind again. And then until I think your kid figures out what exactly they like to do and what they're passionate about, then you can like hone in on something and be like, okay, this is what I want to specialize in. But like Gina and I have done like the most crazy random things. Like obviously you have like soccer and then swim and gymnastics. But then like we also went to like sleepaway camp too, where you're like archery, camping in the woods, eating worms, like away from everything and like roughing it, but then also enjoying it. And so like in a way, I feel like Gina and I have a lot of experience to draw from and ways to connect with a lot of different people through these activities that we've done.
Let me ask you this. You ever steal anything?
No.
No?
No, not like
Shoplift?
a store.
Oh my gosh.
Shoplift.
Never.
So you
No,
you
because-
guys might end up killing. You might end up murdering. Here's the thing. In Switzerland, everyone's so perfect and like everything's so like
Her mother's
by the
from
book.
Switzerland.
But guess what? They'd be killing themselves, other people.
Serially too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get your freak out of you? Bad-minded. Do you have a bad-minded?
Oh, what if you don't have a freak?
Nah,
No, they
everyone's
have
got
a freak. They
Everyone's
got
got
a
a freak. I would say like on the flip side of that, I can see like everything looking very shiny on the outside. Like we have our degrees, we have our jobs and our experiences, our pedigree. But then also like I will say like growing up in that environment is such a pressure cooker too. I'm like so happy that I have my sister and a partner that we can talk about it. But there are parts that were so freaking hard where the pressure is so high from my mom, but then also that's carried into me. I put so much pressure on myself now that it in like an unhealthy way. I'm in therapy, figuring out like how do you be okay after getting to this point and like letting go and like actually living. So I would say it was good up until a point, but like what has gotten me here will not get me to my happy point in the future is what I like to say about it. So I'm like very thankful for that, but like it does come with like a darker underside of like not being happy with yourself or like always reaching a part of perfection that's just like inevitably you are going to be disappointed in yourself.
Jean, do you relate or did you?
Yeah, no, I definitely relate. Like I've always been super, super hard on myself. And it's something where it's funny because now that I'm older, it's like I have to actively work on moving away from that mindset where I just want to be like every single thing in every category in life. I'm like, I need to be the best at or like in the top percentile. Otherwise, I feel like I'm a failure. So that's like a
guys.
really...
It's fucking
Okay,
exhausting.
so then here's
that's
the
like my
question.
inner.
Here's the
so
question:
hard.
Can we instill the results that you guys have proven with the undercarriage of like deep self-love, or can it just be the stick without the care? I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like, is there a way of having our kids be as ambitious without having them feel like it's such a fallout if they're not in the top percentile?
I think yes, because I think where you guys are coming from is you want them to be fully formed human beings and you want them to have, you know, really beautiful, full lives and you want them to be ambitious. But I would guess that you guys are not prescriptive, right? Like you guys are not like,
They're on
become a
prescription
doctor.
drugs. I mean, Wolfie's on opioids and Rowan's only 2, so it's just Metamucil, but...
My daughter's just on Peeps. Let her eat Peeps whenever.
Sunny D.
Those Sunny D peeps.
Well, what do you mean by prescriptive? For Natasha's benefit.
I mean, like when we were growing up, I think for a lot of immigrant families, it's like you must become a doctor or a lawyer
or an engineer. Otherwise, like, what are you doing with your life and career? And like, our
Really?
family,
They told you that?
Oh, that's like they say it exactly like that.
Yes, exactly
and like,
like that.
we don't approve of your career or your ambition. And
The immigrant parents really want like a understanding of a very sort of linear way of understanding like how you're going to get to the white picket fence.
I told my dad I wanted to be an actress, and he was like, "You should be the next Vanna White."
He like undersold you. He's like, or you could twirl the letters, girl. I don't know about memorizing all those letters all together as a word.
But but when I speak to like I did this show with a few Olympic athletes, and they all had the same story, which was my parents told me I could do whatever I want as long as I'm the best. I could pick whatever sport as long as I was the best. And like it's that's so much pressure to put. But I in a way I'm like, that creates excellence. It's such a hard, that's the hardest thing about parenting, is like trying to figure out where you land in it, because our podcast is called Good Enough, and I don't think your parents wouldn't have been okay with good enough.
No,
they were like best.
Well, you actually said that you were raised by a single mother, right?
Wow.
So looking back at the things that she did do to instill your strengths, what do you think that we can take away from
what
your
would
mom's?
You keep?
Yeah, what would you keep? It's trash and treasure is the trademark.
Yeah. I would say she instilled in us a lot of curiosity, in the sense, like we were talking about, just like all those activities. Like our mom worked like tirelessly to like support us.
What did she do?
And raise us. She was a public school guidance counselor in New York City.
Interesting. So there's thousands of kids that are like, if I'm not incredible, my guidance counselor is going to be disappointed.
I mean, it was in New York City and not in the best school. And so I think that was also an interesting experience and perspective too, where she was sharing how important education is for us to rise up out of the situation we were given and born into. So, I mean, I love how much love she had for curiosity and being like, for all these activities that you do outside of school, like you do need to build yourself up and build up your repertoire of just like trying all these different things. And I think that was a really beautiful thing. She also helped us focus on sports a lot, which I think helped us get out of the house, helped us become more well-rounded, and not just be like, you must be academics only focused.
What sports did you guys play?
I did swimming and diving. I basically copied Jean.
I did diving.
She was
better. She's always been like the better version of everything I've done. She's done it.
Except for
she's
school.
had 7 years to study how you're fucking up.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
okay, well, I guess
seriously.
I'll keep my legs a little more straight.
What was your dive?
I mean, you had to do all
Can
of
you
them.
show?
Well, I was on the
show us your
diving
dive.
team, so I went.
You were?
Yeah, I was
guys,
so bad.
You know
I
where
was
this is
bad.
leading to?
What?
A
A
big
dive
finale where
off.
you all dive off the coffee table.
Well, no, this is very indicative of me though. Like I was on the swim team. I have a whole like thing full of yellow ribbons. I got last place on everything because I would just finish. So they would have me even do butterfly because I could at least finish it for the team. So we would get that sweet fourth place ribbon. And then I remember the dives. I just did the 4 easiest dives. I did
That's why your dad was like,
dive,
"That's my
swan
Vanna
dive.
White."
Yeah, exactly. Wait, so what was your?
No, mine were the same. And okay, I don't know why this is a confession, but this is a confession. I was never able to get a reverse dive because I was so.
You mean like the inward or a back
No.
dive?
Reverse back.
Oh, a
When
back
we
dive? You could.
No.
towards-
You
no.
walk off the diving board and then you go head first.
Those are
towards the diving
impossible.
Well,
Guys,
she
Guys,
You do
did it.
that?
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that
She's
called an
really
inward?
No,
Inward
inward
is-
is when you dive towards the board.
Oh,
This is
the
when you
rever-
dive backward.
Well, I don't think
Like, with
anyone in
your head
Rockford
back
could do
to-
that.
What's the move called where a bunch of divers let someone who's not a diver into the conversation?
No, but all right. Well,
Reverse.
I love that. Would you agree that's the same thing that you would treasure? Just her ability to make you
Yeah, because
try
I
different
think
things and
it's
curiosity.
really shaped who we are today because I think one thing we talk about all the time on Tiger Sisters podcast is the ability to reinvent yourself at any age. And I feel like that's really, it's really salient to me because I've just like totally reinvented myself in the last year and a half, right? Like before Tiger Sisters podcast, I worked in corporate for 15 years of my life.
Corporate what?
Corporate, well, first finance.
Yeah.
Worked at Goldman, was my first job out of school, and then tech, and then also I went to business school.
Wow.
So before we did our first episode of our podcast, I'd never been on camera ever before. And so and then also, like I mentioned, I was previously engaged. I like kind of got out of that.
So that it dovetailed the timing of like changing your career also was like, and I'm leaving this shit relationship, bro.
It actually all happened like
It
at
all
the same
happened
time.
at
When it rains, it
once.
pours.
And what does your mother think about you guys being in the podcast?
The podcast biz.
She's a little.
She might
upset.
be listening. I don't know.
I called her. I told
Actually, she's on speakerphone right now.
she's always on speakerphone.
I mean, it's definitely tough because it's not a path that she understands. It's not a world like the media, entertainment world, podcasting is so different from traditional success from where we come from. It's like you're a doctor or you have a 9 to 5, you're an engineer, you go in.
Did you show your bank statements?
salary.
Does that make her a little happier?
No, honestly.
Number one podcast.
It's just a real departure from, like, let's just say, if my mom had her way, I never would have left Goldman Sachs. Like, I never even, it
Yes.
was even a big deal for her when I left finance to go work in tech. Like, even that was very, in
What
her
are you, a
mind.
bisexual?
Like, that was very risky to her. I was
What
like,
are you transitioning now too? Gene?
I was like, no, Silicon Valley, like, things are happening
Silicon
there.
dick?
Like,
What?
Come on, she's listening, Sabrina. We want her mom to think this is like a reputable.
Well, look, my mom felt the same way when I did stand up. She's like, and now
Yeah.
you can go be an animator and have like, you know, and like they're trying to translate
Yes.
your passion into something that to them is like a way of paying a mortgage.
Right.
And they didn't know people. It's like the same thing also like with just being queer in general, which is why I made that joke about sexuality. Every comment I make is really backed by science. But like any move that you make outside of like the box of the way they've seen success functioning, it's like already like such a huge leap of faith to start again in a new country. You want everything else to
Yes.
be kind of like predictable.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not what they got when they popped these quads out. I'm calling us the quads.
Well, I wonder when we have kids or when your kids are grown up and making that decision for themselves, like let's say in like 15 years and like AI has changed everything or like who knows what the future is going to be like. Will we
Yeah.
be that way towards our kids too? Because we don't understand like how the industry's changed or like I don't know.
by we mean our digital twins,
Yes. Yeah, our digital twins
not our physical selves.
will be like, I thought you were dating Chat. Now you're with Claude.
Help me
Stay in one
understand.
AI system.
Yeah.
So when you guys think about your parenting, is there anything you would like that you won't do with your children?
Oh, thank you for keeping us on path.
I mean, for me, I wouldn't be prescriptive on being like, you must choose this one career path. But I do think I'm 7 years older than Cherie. She's a zillennial, or like basically she's Gen Z. I'm millennial. So I'm still a little bit maybe more old fashioned, where I do think I'm like the same as those Olympians you interviewed, where I'm like, you can do whatever you want, but you have to be the best at it. That's my
Really?
mindset.
Because
You would
don't
you would
feel-
tell your kid that?
Yeah, but
She's told me
Yeah.
that. Like, yeah, I've heard her say, yeah.
Well,
sure.
yeah, because I want them to just really put their mind to something, and I want them to be like, they don't exist yet, but my future children, I want them to be like a force in society where they reach their potential.
What if the thing that they're trying at, they're not in the top percentile, but they love it? What would you do?
I guess I just,
get a
To
new
me-
hobby, bitch.
to me, that's not like a Venn diagram with a overlap. Like, if there's something that they truly love and they put their mind to it, they will be the best.
Really?
Yeah.
But the best is a figure of speech.
Not to her. Not to
No,
Harvard,
I mean,
lady.
Okay. Listen, I don't think, like, given my genes and my stature, like, I don't think I'm gonna have, an Olympian track child. Like, I don't think I'm gonna have like the next Usain Bolt. So yes,
Hey,
there's
don't say
some
that
like,
about yourself.
You
Don't nag yourself like that.
I think there's like maybe some physical limitations, but aside from, having the next like fastest runner in the world, I kind of think like my children can do whatever.
Is her kid screwed?
Well, no, I just think this is the
Am I, like, the
modification. The modification
craziest
is like if I'm
person?
picturing like you talking to your child.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want as long as you're the best at it. It might create the tension in your sister's neck that she's talking about undoing
Oh, God,
in
it hurts
therapy.
still
And I
hurts.
wonder if the modification is you can do whatever you want as long as you try your best at it.
Yeah.
And when you try your best at it, you're going to have amazing results. And I can't wait to cheer you on.
The problem
At
with
every
saying
step of the
try your
results.
best, though, it feels very trite. Like
I
try
love
your
that you're
best.
using fancy words too now. Salient, trite, jeans.
No, but I agree. I like try your best versus be the best. And like maybe there's another way to phrase it that can be more impactful when we're
Let's
telling that
ask
to a
Chad
kid.
and Claude.
Well, here's the problem. Like once you have a kid, like for example, my child has to play the flute as part of the school, and
Circus school.
and I didn't know that they were doing the flute in school. She got way behind. She couldn't do it, and we ended up having her pretend like she was playing the flute instead of not going on stage, instead of getting distracted and standing there. Yeah. So just the fact that she pretended that she was playing this cute canoe song, I was like, great job.
Yeah, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And she, it seemed like she was playing.
But I don't think that goes against my theory.
I don't think you would like that.
Because my theory is also you should try all things, fail at many, many of them, discover what you love. Also, I'm speaking as someone who doesn't have children. I've never had kids. So like your listeners might be like, she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Well, that's a great impression of them.
Theoretical.
That is how they talk.
This is just fully theoretical. But it's like try everything, fail at most of them, discover what you love. And then once you discover it, you're going to have this really amazing mindset where you're like, I'm not afraid to try things. And I'm going to, if I put my energy and my spirit into something, I'm just going to be so just like amazing at it.
Or
I
passionate
think that's a
about
really sweet speech that I want to
think-
give my daughter.
Yeah. And I would just maybe modify it of like, and if you try your best, you're going to be so good enough at it. Just to weave our
That
brand.
is a good modification.
Yeah.
On brand.
Okay, so what is something that you are probably not going to do that your mother did? And let's just not take it off your mother that maybe happened because your mom might be listening. So maybe just say in general, what's
This isn't-
something that you're like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I guess I can answer this in a way to like your previous question too, like treasure and also trash.
Yeah.
Is that what it's
Yeah.
what it was called? But I think I would love to experience with my child like a very deep friendship. I think, I don't really know what that's like because I think in a lot of immigrant households, it's like you are the parent versus you are the child. I am the parent, the authority. I've been through life more than you have up until a point, but
Clear
like,
rules,
right.
clear hierarchy.
Exactly, or like very much authority.
You know what someone told me recently? I don't think I've said it on the podcast, but it's been haunting me. They're like, you can be friends with your kids when they're young or when they're old. You have to choose.
Right.
And I was like, oh, because like the idea is we're around our children much more as adults. You only get these 15 years when they're kids, right? And then you get probably 20,
But
30
did
years.
they insinuate there's a trade-off?
They were I think the insinuation is if you want to be friends with your kids as adults, when they're adults, maybe don't try to befriend them as children because
I
you
see
don't
what
want to be
the-
the friend. The
You
friend.
need to be a
I think
strict
there's
parent.
like a complexity there that like I definitely this is something that I think about a lot because the way that I connect with my kids is very much like on a level, but then when it comes time to insert discipline, it does then require a little more like, hey, I know we were just in like we're all bros mode, but right now I'm about to tell you I'm being the parent and you've got to listen. It's a different dynamic. And you have
kids
to
need it.
announce that the dynamic is different and then move with that
Does that
news.
work?
Yeah, totally.
No, my daughter literally will remind me. She's like, "Mom, you're in charge." Because I'll ask her, so, because like my husband's away right now, and I'm like, I'm desperate for her to like me, and it's like sometimes I do kind of slip, and it's like they for them to feel secure,
They want
they
that.
need to have an authority. I don't know if it needs to be. Well, now it's called authoritative. Your mother was maybe more authoritarian. Authoritative is a little more like helpful, but also being.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, like my mom was like, I'm in charge and you're the child and you do as I say because I'm the big chief and you're the little one, like
You're
it
like,
was
It's also
Mom.
generational too.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like that was very much that generation was just like I'm the parent and you are the kid.
And now I think we're trying to be, in charge, but in a more loving way where we also listen to their feelings. But that's so sweet that you want to be friends with your kid.
Well, can I ask, does gentle parenting actually work? Because that's something we see happening
Yeah.
now.
Are you guys doing that shit?
Because
or-
like
Okay, I feel like gentle parenting is like the polyamory where polyamory is like just evokes so much like Like for me at least, I'm just like, that feels, but then when you talk to someone who's like in a polycule or whatever, they break it down and you're like, oh, that makes sense for you. I feel like gentle parenting is this trigger word that we have talked to people that are like, that what you're thinking of as gentle parenting is not what gentle parenting is. Gentle parenting is when you and your husband see a lot of different people. No, gentle, I think that just the word gentle and parenting together evokes to me this idea that we've gone too far down the lane of like losing touch with what worked in the past and having these like rules that are like in the area of like, I don't say no to my child.
Yeah.
And like I don't raise my voice with my child. Like all of these things that like bubble wrap your child's experience with the world that are not true to the way the world is. Like I think, yes, I'm not sure if we've done this podcast for like months now and I still don't really know what the definition is, and maybe I never will. But gentle parenting to me speaks to like this brand of parent that is like overly protective and like memeified in the way that they're parenting and disconnected from like maybe like more of the instinctual sort of like when you say that your daughter is like, hey, I actually want boundaries. Kids need some of that old school, and we don't hit kids anymore, which is wonderful. But we need to give them the feeling of like there is some sort of barometer of winning and losing here. And you do want, like, to me, my parents' disappointment was like their version of hitting, and that's what I'm carrying through with the way that I parent. I want my child to know what it feels like when I'm disappointed, so that they are chasing a different result.
Is gentle parenting different than snowplow parenting?
You know me, I'm the expert.
Well, snowplow is like, like helicopters like hovering over them.
Yeah.
Snowplow is like removing all obstacles.
Oh, okay.
So that they can just kind of go through life and not have any pain. Because when you have a child, the hardest thing is like now all of a sudden you love this thing more than you love yourself. And now you're like stressed about this thing that you can't control. You know, at least with myself, I'm like, well, if I get hit by a bus, I'm dead. Okay. I won't know I don't know. It's like the idea of someone else getting hurt, your child or anything happening to them is, it's so hard that your instinct as a mother is to like remove obstacles, but that wouldn't be good.
I mean, it feels like those are both extremes versus I think what you described, I'm very interested in what you do because
Jean, thank you.
No, because I haven't really heard anyone describe it that way, where it sounds like it's almost the relationship you have with your kids is you're like on the level with them. You're like, hey, this is our dynamic. And like sometimes I can be chill with you and we can be friends. But also remember that sometimes we have to move into this space where I'm telling you what to do and you need to listen because for your safety or for your benefit.
Exactly.
And it's like you're able to create that. It's actually very impressive though, because then the kids have to be able to hold two things in their mind at the same time.
Or three things, because the third level is like, hey, now I'm in parenting mode and you still, even though I've reminded you, you still are not adapting to what I need you to be doing. So now I'm going to be going into annoyed parent. And annoyed parent, I'm like explaining, I'm like, when I have to be annoyed, when I have to remind you again and again, that's taking energy out of the tank for fun things that we could be doing.
Yeah. Wait, so you actually say that to them?
Yes. Yeah.
That's so cool.
She's good.
Yeah, that's good. You're like
That's really
explaining
cool.
your thinking.
Yeah.
Which is really
Well, it's like when we were on your podcast, we were talking about that quote from my mom that I've talked about on this podcast too, about like the way you are perceiving things. Like I was saying that it's going to be hard for me to get older. She said, well, if you're thinking that way, then yes, it will be. And it's like teaching your kids that the patterns that they are imprinting in their mind right now are forever patterns. So like we can play with different patterns. Like we can play with like having a fit about something small. You could do, and that's part of being a kid is to like practice that. But like, just so you know, the more you repeat the behaviors that result in the bad result of like escalating things to a place where it's like, now we're not having fun anymore and we've got to do the lesson. And then another thing that I do really like is start from fresh.
What is that?
Like start from fresh is like, so you're in a moment with your kid. Now all of a sudden you're like down the road of some fucking monologue that you're like, oh, and then you did this and whatever you're like explaining.
And they're like, why are you being mean to me? Why are you yelling at me?
You're like, okay, can you tell me the message of what I just said? They tell it back.
Yeah.
You go, okay, do you want to start from fresh? And then we can start from fresh. We don't have to like hold on to the resentment. We're moving through it. Like honestly, when I
That's really cool.
thank you.
I feel like that's something you could do in all relationships.
Yeah.
Start from fresh. Yeah, I mean, I think in your marriage, do you do that?
Now that you told me, you told me about that recently, and I definitely ask for a do-over.
And you do have to like
But it
pretend.
does
You
seem to
fake
be-
it, like fake it at first. You're like, we're doing it over. No, I'm happy. No,
And you
let's
make
go to
sure you
dinner.
get your last jab out before you say
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that Sabrina, you're a great parent because you have a lot of like. She's also like fun dad.
Natasha, you're a great parent.
Thank you. But you have like a lot.
We will be great parents.
You will be great. parents.
Wait, is that the verdict, or is Jean going to be a crazy parent?
No,
Yeah,
no. I mean, you guys.
The verdict is you're both going to be great parents. I do think Cherie being in therapy.
I'm in therapy too.
Okay.
But you can't tell. But you
And
can't
but I
tell.
think,
Guys,
but wait,
I've
this
been
is
in therapy
a
for like
swerve.
15
This is a
years.
swerve. But Jean is 7 years older, and Jean has given me more compliments. Okay?
If I had known at the beginning, that's what it took.
It kind of does take that. You've got time.
So, if there was one money thing, since you guys are financial experts, if there was one money thing
yes.
to teach a kid early on, what would it be?
Oh, we got one. You want to say it or should I say?
You guys know what it is?
Natasha,
I mean,
incredible
I just-
question.
I
I put you on the spot and you aced it.
I think for us, one thing we talk about all the time on our podcast is that a big part of our audience is women, right? So we're always like, you must, as a woman, have financial independence. And that is something I think is just not said enough in society.
Yeah, it's weird that is like a new age thing.
Yeah.
But it's like women were only allowed to have credit cards in the 70s. So like, yeah, of
Right.
course.
Or
It would
started
take generations to catch up.
Yeah. I think on financial independence, it's also because of our experience, like seeing our mom as a single mom, like because financial independence was so instrumental to like getting out of a bad situation. Like we talked about that on our podcast. Like if you're not in a good situation, move. Like you will have the means to get out of it, and also bring your children with you too, so that you guys can all flourish. But I think just getting your own bag.
Okay, one follow-up question. Let's say you've got a lot of money. Do you pay for your kids' college?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay for my kids' college. I was on financial aid, and that was something that really, really stressed me out. Having to be on financial aid and also having to pay back student loans. And
How
if I-
much were your educations?
A lot of money. I
Will
mean,
you say
$500,000
all in.
probably, right?
Yeah, I mean, because we also went to grad school. So like
Holy-
put all together. Like,
and it's only getting more
sure.
expensive now too.
Yeah.
I think going to like
It's getting
undergrad.
more expensive and more obsolete simultaneously.
and harder to get into.
And harder to
all at the same time.
I think like each year for undergrad, it's like $70K minimum.
I gotta
for
go.
private school.
I gotta get out of here.
yeah.
It's stressing me out.
70K. Yeah, you got the Canadian ideals in your mind. Like,
And the Canadian
college.
currency. I mean, I
So
don't like this.
you would pay for the college.
Yes, because it goes back to my philosophy of being like, you can do whatever you want, but I just want you to be really passionate about it and do the best you can. And I would want them to
Look, you
have-
modified it.
Yeah, she did modify it.
Yeah.
and be the best. But, you know, a combination of that.
You like mumble you and be the best.
And be the best. But I think a big part of it is not having the financial burden of college, right? Because for me, a big part of the reason why my first job out of school was at Goldman is because that was the highest paying job you could get out of college at the time, right? So I was like, I felt a lot of pressure to get that job.
Like we needed high paying jobs out
yeah.
of school. Otherwise, like we have nothing to fall back on. And that also limited our sights on what we could do and wanted to do as
Yeah, but
well.
picture this. You pay for your kid's education. Costs you $500,000. Then they tell you, Mom, I want to do a podcast. What do you say?
The #1 best podcast.
Yeah.
Do you guys know how I was able to leave New York and move to LA?
How?
One day,
Sex work.
Chase, maybe some, but Chase Manhattan Bank sent me a letter saying, we've decided to give you $5,000 in overdraft protection for your checkbook. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I found out that means I can write checks for up to $5,000. So I just started writing checks. I wrote a check to Rent a Wreck. I wrote a check. I found a place to live. I
my
wrote a check to
God.
the United Airlines. And then I just wrote all these checks and then was able to move to LA.
Holy shit.
They don't do that
wrong.
anymore.
I mean, can you help,
they
can
only
you help
do it-
Natasha get a Chase branding deal? This is a gorgeous story.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Launch
gorgeous.
your entire career.
I mean, I had a car that didn't have a door on the left side, but it was,
We gotta
able to do it all.
You got to tell that story more often. We got to send that clip to Chase. And you guys know how Bank of America introduced me to my wife.
How?
I'll make up the story. I just wanted my own branding deal.
Okay, Sabrina,
right,
what's our
audience question.
audience question?
Coming right up.
Natasha and Sabrina. This is Emily. I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller. I was wondering your thoughts on redshirting, which is basically holding a kid back if they have a summer birthday, typically, and starting them in kindergarten.
Ooh,
when
the
they're
Tiger
fresh
sisters are
six instead of
jaws clenched.
fresh five.
I didn't know it had a name.
So,
Redshirting.
yeah, I was wondering your thoughts on it. I have a boy, and we're thinking of doing that because, boys. All right. Let me know. Thanks.
Is
You
this
are
so
right.
the kid can be bigger than the other kids and kind
know
of
that
Can be a
Natasha.
reason.
No, that is one of the
It is, yeah.
reasons.
They want them to be physically bigger?
Well, yes.
If you have
She
a
said it's a
choice.
boy.
No, the boy is because boys are dumb. As compared to girls, boys are dumb.
It's both. It's because if you're larger, then you're like better at sports, right? And then that's such a big part of your.
You get picked more.
You get picked more. You're more
Pick me, boys.
Varsity.
developed emotionally, so you're not gonna like cry if something bad happens, or you know what I'm saying.
You have a huge edge because you learn so much in a year when you're so little that, like, yeah, you get to be this star kid.
Wait.
What do you guys think about
yeah,
it?
I have no idea.
I think they'll have a better idea than us.
Well, I think Jean might have an interesting perspective because she has a late birthday, so she's the youngest.
I'm the opposite of redshirting because I'm born in December, and so everyone else my year is older than me.
But you got straight A's your whole life.
Yeah,
You're a red
But-
tankini.
red what?
Red tankini? There's red shirting is when you're older. Red tankini is
Yeah.
when you're the youngest.
Yeah,
Because
but
the
I
actual shirt is small, you see?
wasn't good at sports. I mean, thankfully that wasn't like my.
You couldn't even back dive.
I couldn't even do a reverse dive, guys. Let's just. That's all I got.
Reverse
I'm sorry
dives
that I
are
said it
terrible.
like that. You
Do
were
it
like, you
reverse.
really were vulnerable when you like revealed it, and then I just brought it back.
I think
So-
it's different for girls too, because I think for
Yes.
like a maturity thing, just like to make it like gendered, I think women are like do mature sooner than guys, and so like that wasn't like an issue for Jean.
Yeah. I mean, okay, for me, again, as a person who does not have children, so maybe I'm not qualified to speak on this, but I think it would depend on the kid. I feel like if you're a parent, you have a good sense of who your kid is, and you're like, would my child benefit from a little bit more time in, developing before they enter the like insanity that is being in school? It's like really stressful, and there's a lot of, I guess, like emotional situations that can occur.
Yeah, off of
think it
that, I
depends
think I
on the
like
kid.
it. But I'm
Yeah.
not doing it because my core self is so impatient. But my wisdom self, like the lessons that I keep on learning, are all around patience, and that my patience is rewarded.
I also think there's something to what works best for you. I think
Yes.
that's the
You're
thing.
stealing Jean's answer, but I
No,
would
she's
too.
saying the opposite.
No, I'm
Saying the
saying what
opposite.
works best for you in the sense, like, what if you're a really good friend as a kid in that
Oh.
grade? Like, I don't know. I mean, sometimes
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. So why not like figure
Wouldn't
out
it
what
be cool if
works?
you could see like there was an app and you could see like who's coming up, who's in school now, and you're like, oh, these are a bunch of uggos. I don't
Or
want.
I mean, another instance is like, what if you were like a cool family that like traveled around? You're like, ooh, we want to do a sabbatical for a year and like live in Portugal and like all these different places. Then you could be like, my child will go to school 1 year later.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
that's like an
but there's like a little because I always thought I was going to be that kind of parent, and then I totally wasn't. Like I read Bringing Up Bebe, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be like a French woman, and I'm not going to care about my child or not be helicoptery, and I just wasn't
Only
like
eat
that
croissants.
at all. Yeah, only eat croissants and try to look hot for my husband still, and let him fuck me up the ass with
Oh
my
my
eyeliner.
God.
You already have the bangs. Your hair is very, it's very like Parisian chic. Like
thank
the
you.
bangs. Does it? She got the bangs.
is part of being Parisian getting fucked in the ass?
No,
by your
I'm
husband?
sorry, that's not what the book says at all. But I'm just
It's
saying.
getting fucked in the ass with a baguette and cheese.
But I just mean like it's all about like still putting yourself first, and I never did that. Once I had the baby, that kind of like was like a pipe dream. Like I said, on the podcast we did, like there's a lot of humiliating, degrading things. But yeah, like I'm trying to get back into like what works the best for me. Like right now, I'm looking at some different schools, and one has a commute, and one doesn't.
Did you guys go to private school or public school?
went to public school.
Hell yeah.
School.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like
Up
that?
until college.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved going to private. I loved going to public school, and ours was I mean, basically, it was on Long Island, and thankfully, our mom very much chose the school district.
Yes.
And then found a house so we can live in that very good school district. Again, prioritizing education.
Mhm.
It was super intentional. And this school, it was incredible because on Long Island, there's like a very rich part of town that went to this school. And then there was also a normal and then not like a poor part of town that went all to the same high school because it was a public school. So I think it was a great experience to just like meet so many people of different socioeconomic backgrounds all in this like one melting pot. I love that experience.
All the way through high school.
All the way through high
So
school.
so you can get into these great schools from a public school.
Yeah, of course.
So I feel like that's the worry that a lot of parents have is that like it's like you got to be with these like in the upper ilk to make it into these other schools. But I really don't want that. I want my kid to go to the same thing. I think like having your kid experience a diverse variety of friends with a variety of income levels and parents' jobs and all of that is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
all right.
Yeah, one of the kids at my daughter's private school didn't want to play date with one of the kids because she only had one bathroom.
Huh.
Oh,
Isn't that charming?
oh my God.
What a
That
lovely
story
young
brought to you
lady.
by Chase Bank.
But I'm just saying, like, when you're in a private school, you do run the risk of your kids being around just privileged people.
Yeah, the advantage is like that it's really cool. It's cool to be around privileged people. And I feel like our experience of being comics and like, why do you move to New York? So that you're among people that are working as hard as you and you're like with the cream of the crop. Why do you move to LA? It's like, well, then I'm like, all of a sudden, I moved here as like a staff writer and I'm with executive producers and I'm making friends and I'm friends with Natasha Leggero.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, we're all like, and you know, I'm friends with people that are like inspire me and,
Yes.
and that are, it's like, that is important. But I think that something to remember is that that's available in public schools and you be mindful of the district that you're living in. But like, I think that the risk that you take when you put your kid in private school all the way through is that your kid has this sense of, I'm kind of better.
Or sheltered. A very sheltered life.
You think they think they're better?
They know they're better.
Mm.
They know they're better. I mean, they know that they're in the special place.
Or deep down, they probably know.
Yeah, you can't, and then you've got to do all the work, like all the work that we are doing to like undo some of the spoiling that we know is happening with our kids. You know, like the conversation.
Private school enforces that again.
I think so. And I dare you to come on here and tell me otherwise, you monopoly man.
That's an interesting philosophy, but also, I mean, the reality is not all of our moms are going to go specifically looking for a house in Long Island or some very special district just for the school district.
Well, if they're smart, they will.
Now that they've listened to your podcast.
Guys, it's been so incredible to have you on.
Thank you for
Cherie
having
and
me.
You
Jean.
guys are so talented.
so fun.
I'm
You're
gonna
so,
have
and
to-
fun
we
combo.
can't wait for you to be parents. As a surprise, you are both pregnant. Your mother
I
sent
hope
us
not.
some embryos, and we can't wait to see what you do with them. Can you guys tell us anything that you're up to that we can follow?
How do we get more of this?
Yes. So Jean and I are the hosts of Tiger Sisters podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. You can find us there. And our handles are at Cherie, CHERIE .Brooke on Instagram and also TikTok.
And I'm at JeanLu _ JEANLUO _.
Yay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.